Hey everyone. So, with all of this buzz happening in the personal development space, with so many mission driven warriors, where do you find your place? And I know this is a question that so many of you are asking yourself. It can feel like such an oversaturated market, right? You can often feel like there are so many people doing what it is that you want to do. There are so many people leading very similar missions and very similar purposes. So, where do you stand out? And this is the same thought that often keeps people stuck where they're at. And maybe this is you. Maybe you feel like you know what your purpose is. You understand what your mission is, but you feel stuck because you continue to overanalyze and overthink about all the other people doing the same shit that you're doing. Well, let me tell you, they are not doing the same shit because they are different, right? Let's take this back to energy. Everything is energy, and your energy is different than another person's energy. And your energy is what makes your business or your mission or your purpose or your leadership different than the next person. What this tends to do, this feeling of stuckness, you tend to start over analyzing everything that you're doing to build your business. Maybe you're someone who is over analyzing the website or the business card or the logo. Trust me, I've been there. It can be so easy to stop yourself from putting yourself out there due to all of these things. The fear of not having something different, or the fear of, well, all my ducks aren't in a row, so I can't start. I don't have the website. I don't have the business card. I don't have the logo. Well, all of these things, they're just fucking excuses that you continue to feed yourself. And these excuses are holding you back from creating the impact that you want to create. There's something that I always say to all of my clients, because everyone who's ever come to me tends to get stuck in this one area of building their mission. And it's the idea of like trying to get everything perfect or quote unquote right before you begin. That is bullshit. What you need to do instead is start with where you are, what you know, and what's available to you. Okay? So start with where you are, what you know, and what's available to you. So if where you're at right now is in a place where you cannot afford to put in $25,000 to do a whole like branding strategy and new website, then don't fucking do that. If you are, for example, a coach, okay, if you're a brand new coach and you're focusing all of your energy and your money in building the brand and getting the logo perfect and getting the website perfect and your blog, but you're not focused on getting clients and actually coaching, ding, 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 you're doing it wrong. Okay, you're a fucking coach. Focus on coaching. And this goes for any other space. If you're a graphic designer and you're getting stuck in like the whole marketing scheme and you're not working with clients on graphics, hey, get your shit together. Shift your focus. Start with where you are, what you know, and what's available to you. So if what you know is the skill set that you have been training yourself with, start there. Build a clientele and go from that point. There are so many entrepreneurs and leaders right now who are going, driving themselves deep down in the hole of debt when they're starting a business. And when you do that, when you end up in that space of like this immense amount of debt and you're building a business and then you start to try and attract clients, right? Like you've spent all your money on building the website, on building the brand, on getting the marketing strategy, on building your funnels and all of that shit. And you're left, like 50K in the hole. And now you're like, shit, I need clients or I need to sell my products. You're going to come across from a place of desperation. You're going to come across from a place of scarcity mindset, because right now, when you're in that space, your number one goal then becomes to make money, right? And maybe you've been there, maybe you are there. You get what I'm saying. when you come at your business from that way, or when you come into your purpose or your mission from that way, you become a leader from that space, you're not really leading. You're not leading from a place of inspiration, from an uplifting space. You're leading from this place of like desperation and low vibe energy. So rather than trying to do all the things and build all the things and invest your money to the point where you have absolutely zero and like maybe even minus thousands in the hole, start with where you are, what you have, and what you know. So for me, for example, when I first started my coaching practice at the end of 2013, I was in coaching school, becoming a certified life coach. And I decided, hey, you know what? I want to practice coaching, like on real clients, not just my peers in school. So I started putting myself out there as a coach, and I started offering free sessions. This is how I started. I started offering free sessions, and I accumulated quite a few free sessions, started gaining confidence, and then I started offering them at like $100 an hour. That's it. And I started accumulating more of that, built some more confidence. Then I started offering group packages. And I remember my very first group package, and it was something called the Reboot. And when the Reboot first began, the price point was something like $300 for a month. And it was a 4-week program with 4 calls. The first time I ran it, I shit you not, I only enrolled 3 paying customers, and I gave away like 3 more seats because I wanted more people in there for the experience. And because I was going at it from this space of like, I am working to build my skills, I am working to sharpen my tools, I am working to move up the ladder, I wasn't coming from this place of scarcity. It was very easy for me to just serve from a place of serving and to really focus on honing in on my skills. Once I ran that program once, I started running it again and again and again. And each time I would raise the price. And that is how I got to this space that I'm in right now with the prices that I charge right now with my clients. You know, I built my way up to this. The website was simply a blog at the beginning. I started with Tumblr, people. You know, Tumblr, it's fucking free. That's what I started with. Then we built a very simple WordPress website that, you know, thinking back, I'm a little embarrassed at how it looked, but you know, it served its purpose. But I didn't have like a work with me page. I didn't have my services page. I didn't have any of that. It was just a fucking blog. And so instead, what I did was I put myself out there online and started showcasing me and what I was offering and talking about me as a coach and talking about what it is that I was doing, because my goal was really to coach. So I started with where I was, you know, as a brand new coach, with what I had, what was available to me, and with what I knew. And from that point forward, I continued to build upon that and continue to reinvest in myself and in my business. Now, Gabby Bernstein is someone else who comes to mind when I think about this. What a lot of people don't know about Gabby is that she started coaching in her really tiny Manhattan apartment. I think she said it was like under 500 square feet. And she would just call women over and coach them as a group. And that is how she started. You know, like everyone looks at where, you know, you have these people that you idolize or that you follow or that you look up to on social media, and you see where they're at, and you immediately want to have that. But let's get something straight. That shit is not available to you yet. You have to work your way up. And that entails starting with where you are, with what you have and what you know. Okay? If you are someone who, I'm going to use coaching again as an example, and you've just come out of coaching school, and you're like, well, shit, let me start with, you know, a 6-figure package. Okay, cool. Where's your fucking experience? You know, you have to build that. And it's so important to do that. So when you are in the start of your mission, when you are building your legacy, when you are building your purpose-fueled, whatever the fuck it is, it's so important to be aware of where you're at in your life and understand what is available to you in this moment and capitalize on that. You know, capitalize on that. Capitalize on the connections that you have, on the network that you've built. If you have not built a network, focus on building a network. You don't have to invest in, a $5,000 or a $20,000 website in order to do business. Does it help? Sure. But you want to know the thing that actually really helps is putting yourself out there and talking about what it is that you offer, talking about what it is that you do. And starting from that point, use your network to find the potential clients, to find the potential investors, to find the potential buyers of your product, and lean on that and build from there. So many of you want to go from 0 to a fucking 1,000, and that's not really available to you right now. So get real about what's available to you, because when you are so fixated on trying to get to someone's like step 20 and you're still in step 1, you're not really seeing what's in front of you, which means you're not going to be able to really capitalize on the shit that is available to you. So take everything that you've learned up until this point and make sure you're integrating it into what it is that you're building. So if you don't have the funds available to do an entire brand strategy or an entire marketing strategy, cool. Just invest as much as you can. Okay, I'm not saying don't invest anything. Invest as much as you can into yourself, but do so in a way that is really aligned with where you're going. It doesn't necessarily have to be the business card, the logo, the fonts, the colors, the website. You don't need all of those things to bring in clients. There are other ways to do it. Another example of this is, I run an annual event, a 3-day event called Amplified Soul Live. And a 3-day event is quite the feat, people. It is a lot of production. It is a lot of money putting into this, and it's a lot of fucking hustling. And it's me on stage for 3 days straight. That's a lot of fucking content. Now, I worked my way up to this. One of the strategies that I used when I started building my coaching business is I was brand new to LA. I mean, first of all, let's just get that out. I was brand new to LA and I didn't really know people. And here I was trying to build this business and I didn't have a network. So I went on Meetup. I started a Meetup group and I called it the Self-Love Tribe. And I found a location and a friend was, renting it to me at a really low rate. And I was consistent. I would have these meetups once a month, third Thursday of every single month. And no matter what, if I had 5 people show up one time or like 20 people show up another time, I was super consistent in showing up for this cause because I believed so much in this movement. And that is how I got to start my live component, and this is where I started acquiring my clients too. I gained a lot of paying clients from these meetups. So that was really that's another example of me utilizing what was available to me, what I knew how to do. And that's what's expanded to now my 3-day event, which is Amplified Soul Live. So these are the things that you don't really see, right? Like maybe you didn't know these things about me. Maybe you didn't really know how I first began. Maybe you look at me now and you're like, oh shit, well, she's doing these 3-day events and she's speaking at all these other events and this is so cool and I want to do that. But I have worked my ass off and hustled to fucking get to where I'm at. And it's all been under the notion of starting with where I am, what I have, and what's available to me. So that's what I'm going to leave you with today. If you are someone who is trying to jump the gun and skip the fucking line to get to this end result and it's not working, it's because you are missing the whole fucking point. You're forgetting the growth that happens between point A and point Z. There is so much growth and so much opportunity for you to hone your skills, for you to sharpen your toolbox, for you to get better at what it is that you're doing, for you to expand upon your leadership, for you to rise higher. And if you're just trying to go from point A to point Z, you're going to skip on all of that opportunity. So rather than do that, rather than try and invest all your money and then some and get like a bunch of loans to fucking start your business and build the website and get all the shiny things to start running, stop using that shit as an excuse. Okay. Stop telling yourself, I need the website in order to do this. No, you don't. In order to create impact, all that's needed is you showing up day in and day out. And that can start on social media. And FYI, social media is free. It's fucking free. So start with where you are, what you know, and what's available to you. And yes, my friends, that is today's love punch. So that's it. That's all for today's quickie. To my listeners, thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of Love Punch, where I'm challenging thought leaders, influencers, and entrepreneurs like you to make a lasting impact. If you dig this quickie episode, share it with a friend, and don't forget to hit subscribe. And if you want some extra brownie points from me, please leave a review on iTunes. So if you have any questions about today's episode, if you just want to say what's up, reach out to me on social. My handle is @IamRuby. So that's it. That's all, my friends. I will see you here next week with a brand new episode of Love Punch.